Hi, hello. I've already filmed this once and the entire audio was fucked, so I have to do it again. Okay. I posted about this yesterday outside in my noisy ass backyard, and so that's why I'm in here in the dark in my cave to give you an explanation of why I gave this 2.5 stars. Okay? I'm going to do this without trying my best to not give you any spoilers, okay? But if I'm going to say anything spoilery, I'll put up a spoiler warning. Okay, so this is the same author who wrote 13, which is that like 12 people on the jury and he's one of them and blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I borrowed that from the library like a month or so ago and I tried to read it and I got the first like maybe 4 or 5 chapters into it and I was like, this isn't really grabbing me, so I just returned it. So maybe this author is just not for me. I don't know. That could totally be it. But this is like a play on Strangers on a Train where two strangers meet and they decide, hey, if you kill this person for me, I'll kill this person for you and we'll never get caught because there's no connection to anything. That is not so this is not an original story because it's a play on a story that already exists. But I personally think that Kind Worth Killing is a better way of doing that story than this. This was written like, gosh, years and years ago. I don't know how old this is. The characters were more hateable. You know what I mean? And also the plot was a lot quicker, and the twists were unforeseeable. For me, at least. I thought that this was a much more pleasant read than this one. So there's like critique number 1. Like, oh, I've already read this book before. You know, so number 2, which is not his fault, not the author's fault, but it, you know, it's not anybody's fault, but I called the twist. I actually called it like right before it happened. Like I'm sitting right here in bed and my husband's next to me and I'm like, have the page open and I'm like telling him like what's happening in my book so far because he's such a good husband and he listens to me and he gives his thoughts and predictions too. And I'm literally like on this first half and I'm like, I paused to like tell him and I go, maybe blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, that would be interesting. And I keep reading and I get to here and it tells me that I'm correct. So that's kind of a hot bummer. Now, when it came to the final twist, I thought that was very, very unlikely. I felt like it was very unbelievable and kind of like, in what world would that play out that way? It felt like, oh, so we're just playing make-believe. Okay, you're just going to tell me this crazy thing and me as a reader, I'm just going to believe it? Just like a Tesla, I ain't buying it, baby. So I just felt like that final twist was kind of like, all right, fucking relax, dude. Ultimately, I felt like this is not a very long book. It's only 330 something pages and it felt long. It felt very wordy. It felt very like drawn out. There were so many bits and parts that were just like, ugh, too many words. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, another thing that I felt like, there's two more things that I felt were like, I don't find that believable. One, at the very end, when she finds out a certain piece of information and does nothing with it, I felt like that was odd. Like, you already got what you wanted. The second piece was like when the cop not being a cop because he like feels bad. I don't find that believable whatsoever. I felt like that's not how that would play out in real life. I know, Stephanie, it's a story, it's fiction. But it's like, if this isn't like a fantasy novel, you have to like write it, like read like how it would play out in real life. You know what I mean? Or else it's like unbelievable. I have to believe it. All right. Anyway, love you so much. Bye.